AFTV, we're here in Singapore. Arsenal just won the game by 1-0. And I've got Turkish with me. And listen, winning start, dominated the game, Arsenal. Only 1 goal though. I mean, what did you make of the performance overall?
I think it's reminiscent of a lot of performances in the season. What you said, we dominated, but we only won 1-0. Last season, we drew a lot of games. I think it's evident the problems. Obviously, Gyokeres will help a bit, in my opinion. No, let me not say a lot. But I think we need a bit more still. I'm still looking at the left wing. I'm still looking at, the midfield position. And I think we could do with a bit more. But we won the game 1-0. Well, we won the game in open play. Yeah. Lost the penalty shootout. So I don't know if that's a 1-1 at the end or not. But
I don't know. How can you win a game 1-0 and then there's a penalty shootout? It's a bit crazy.
Pre-season gets like that. But the result is not the most important thing. I think performance matters more. And overall, I wasn't really blown away. Now, it's their first pre-season game. It is what it is. Nice to see Zubimendi come in. Surprised he didn't start, but he showed some neat touches, neat passes as well. Had a couple lows, but it is what it is. It's his first time in an Arsenal shirt. Ranieri in the first half, for me, he was the outstanding player. Not that he had to do much to be that, but he had a couple, shimmy shots. He had a little skill on the side there. He done the guy on the flank. I'm struggling now. Norgaard was decent.
Saka.
But Saka is Saka. His expectation is always that he's gonna be one of your top performers.
But he has been out. Remember, he was out a while injured at the end of the season. So
I think he was
to see him looking quite sharp.
Yeah, quiet first half, but I think he grew into the second half more and became more integral to what we were doing, because we did dominate and most moves were coming down his side, which again I think is reminiscent of a problem we've had the last couple of years. We're too heavily orientated to the right hand side. That's why I'm so on a left winger. You look at Martinelli in that first half. It's like a roll-on from last season. He had opportunities to run into space. He had opportunities to take on a man, create a little yard. And I think that shot near the end where he was in space, Havertz is big. Either you pass to Havertz or, in my opinion, as a winger that needs to find some form, finishing in front of goal, use him as a decoy, create a yard of space and bang it. He did neither. He just walked up to the defender and tried to get it between his legs. I don't know. So Martinelli, for me, again, it's just not good enough. But it's pre-season and, I think there's still work to be done. I think there's still moves to be made. And hopefully we make those moves. But yeah.
Before I get to them moves, right, we played that game with a couple of 15-year-olds. And one who really stood out, Max Dowman. 15. Come on at second half. He played with the confidence of... I'm thinking about last year when I was watching Sterling play, and he looked a player who didn't have any confidence as an experienced guy. And to see this kid come in 15 years old and have that much confidence and attempting things, he looked really impressive.
Very bright. Listen, I've heard a lot of Dowman. I've seen a lot of clips because, there's a lot of hype around him. I'd prefer to protect him a bit more. He's still 3 years off 18. And we're going for a Premier League title. But in terms of what I've seen today, what you said, confident. That's the major, attribute he has. He wanted the ball. He was passing well. I think he should have probably scored after a couple of shimmies that created that yard of space that I'm talking about Martinelli not doing. So he showed a lot of confidence. Strength, holding off big men. He's 15. He's a kid. So all in, he looks like he can be a quality player. And I know football's changed. Prime is not 27, 28 no more. Prime can be 21, 22. So he's got a bright future ahead of him. But in terms of what Arsenal need to do this season, let's see him in pre-season. Let's enjoy him in pre-season. But when the season starts, forget about him. We don't want that pressure on the young man's shoulders. It can, some might argue it can make, but more often than not, it breaks at such a young age. So, lovely performance from him. I actually think Reiss Nelson was probably the brightest spark off the bench. He had a couple good moments. If we're talking about Madueke coming in and carrying the ball, I think Nelson is that type of winger. It's just the problem we've had over the years is that rigid style that, let's win the ball back, but play it slow, allowing the opposition to get back in front. I think that cost Reiss Nelson quite a bit. So I know Madueke's come in, ball carrying, okay, whatever, but we've already got that in a Reiss Nelson. But we've got to make moves now, and it is what it is. We've got to get back into the window and not rely upon a Max Dowman this season, not rely upon a Reiss Nelson this season, because we've already indicated that they're not part of the future plan. So we can't be backtracking in phase 6, year 6. I know you don't like the word phase, but it is what it is.
Well, there's a new phase coming in, and that's Victor Gyokeres, right? And you even hear that. You see the excitement around all the fans in this stadium, right? What do you think he's going to bring to Arsenal? Because he's been a player that's been determined to get the move all summer. That move's happening now. What will he bring to Arsenal?
Goals. That's what all we need, goals. I'm tired of people talking about this guy creates space, this guy invades space, this guy's good in the air, but this guy isn't. Goals is what this team has been lacking. Not just this last season, the season before. And people will say, well, we scored the most goals we've ever scored in Premier League. Yes, but we didn't win the league. Why? You look at certain games like Aston Villa in that first half where we should have scored a couple, but we ended up losing the game 2-0. That cost us at the end of the season. So there's been games across the last 3 years that have indicated we need a striker, not a false 9, not a 99 and 9, right? And that's what Gyokeres comes in as. He's scored 100 goals in the last 2 seasons. In the box, he's a machine. He can run off the left flank if you want him to, Arteta. So he can do a bit outside the box too. And all I need from him is goals, be in the right spaces, because if Havertz can get the goals he got at the end of the 23-24 season, if Marino can get the goals he scored at the end of the 24-25 season, surely Mikel can make Gyokeres work. The proof's in the pudding. He was the best available striker this summer. I say available because there's better strikers there, but not available. Best available striker. We finally seemingly got the deal done. We got the here we go at least. Apparently he's coming to Singapore to do the medical. Hopefully we see him on Sunday against Newcastle. But let's look at the player that he's hopefully coming in to replace. Kai Havertz today, stinker. And this is a pre-season game. Did nothing. And when he did have the ball, I wish he didn't. So as much as, people look at Havertz and talk about he does this, he does that, he wins duels, the throw-in. I don't care. I need my striker to score goals, right? And Gyokeres brings goals. Man United game week 1, I hope Gyokeres hits the ground running in terms of pre-season and getting his game time minutes, acclimatise into the players around him in the league. Hopefully he's played in England before. I'm expecting Gyokeres to come in and be starting. Forget pre-season, game week 1, Man United away. Big games to start off the first 6 fixtures of the season. You look at them, away, Liverpool away, Newcastle away, Man United. Don't forget City in between there as well. Tough games. We need to hit the ground running this season because this is the season we need to do it. You look around, Man City have strengthened, Liverpool have strengthened, Chelsea today linked with Simmons and that Hato defender from Ajax. They're strengthening off the back of 2 trophies as well. So I think next season's going to be interesting. I still think we need to do more on top of Gyokeres, but I'm greedy.
Well, I was going to ask you that. First of all, what else in an ideal for you situation would you like to see come in?
It's always been Rodrigo for me.
Rodrigo.
It's always been Rodrigo. And when I hear...
So if you could if it was say you went to the owners and they say, right, limited budget, Rodrigo or Eze, who would you take?
Rodrigo, because Ranieri starts 10 today. Apparently part of his contract and part of the negotiations behind it were him moving central. So for me, okay, as much as I don't want to be relying on an 18-year-old, we've got a good player there. A player that I mentioned in the first half, he was probably the standout for me. So I think if we are tight as usual, if the budget is closing in, let's go for a Rodrigo. I don't want to be hearing Diaz to Bayern Munich and then Liverpool go get a Rodrigo. That's our competition. We can't be allowing our competition to get stronger in positions we need to get stronger in. So in my opinion, Rodrigo would be the one, but Eze and Xavi Simons as well, if they're available for 50, 60, 65 M's, get the business done. We need to sell a few players. So let's start the ball rolling in that department. We've got about 6 weeks left of the transfer window, but that doesn't matter. We've got 3 weeks left to game week 1. So let's get in one more player before game week 1 and move who we need to move.